All right, welcome to the Hampton Football Weekly Press Conference for upcoming game against Elon. We got a couple players for you guys starting out. We got Cam Sturdifen and we got Omari Allen as well. At this time, we'll open the floor to questions.
I guess I'll start. And neither one of you can start, but I guess last week was pretty tough for you guys. But how do you guys rebound from something like that? And what's been the message from the coaching staff? And either one of you can start.
I'll say the message from the coaching staff is just next week is the best week, and our mistakes that we made through this previous game, correcting those, and next week is the biggest game that we could look forward to.
I say,
does it sting to have?
Yeah, it stinks, but next game is the best game.
And what are those conversations like in the locker room currently? Trying to right the ship right now with things not going the way that you guys would like them to have the last couple weeks.
I'll say just open communication, being honest with each other, and telling each other, how we feel, how we think we could fix it. It starts in the locker room. There's no beefing or bad blood. We all, like I said, we got a common goal of wanting to win. So we just trying to figure out how we could win, how we could put it all together.
Hey guys, you got 7 of your 8 conference games still to go here. Does that give you guys kind of that optimism that, hey, there's still plenty of football left in front of us, and we still got plenty of time to rock and roll here?
Definitely, for sure. Plenty of football left in the season.
You guys already played one conference game against A&T a couple of weeks ago. Really getting into the conference schedule now. It fell a little bit on Campbell. What to look for the game with them.
What would you look forward in Campbell?
Yes, to Elon.
We going out there, trying to win. Like I said, we're going to try and limit some of our mistakes and self-inflicted wounds that we had last week and just have an overall flip and try and play Hampton football the best way we can.
Offensively, we kind of going under there and executing. I feel like last week we didn't do a good enough job of executing. And that's what we're really honing in on right now. Like during practice, like we're focused on the mental reps, like we're focused on the right foot, the right footwork, the right blocking, the right passes. Like we're focused on executing this week. So I feel like we're gonna go out there, we're gonna have controlled aggression, but we're gonna play fast and execute.
Hey guys, sorry, Mike, go ahead.
Go right ahead.
So guys, last week was really the only game this season, and I'm driving, so sorry if it sounds weird. It was really the only game this season that things really didn't go your way for most of the game. I mean, does the close games you've had so far give you guys that optimism that you're kind of right there, and it's only going to take a play or two to turn this thing in your favor?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we know what we can do. We've seen each other do it. We put that trust into each other, and we did it in practice. So we know that we can do it. It's just about getting on the field and execute it at a fast pace.
All right, any other questions? All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
All right, and we got head coach Trenton Boykin for you, and we'll open it up for questions now.
Coach, as Mark said a second ago, most of the games you guys have played in, even going back to last year, have been 1 or 2 possession games. I guess when you look back at the game film of what happened with Howard, what were some of the things that really stuck out, and what have been the emphasis in practice this week?
Well, this execution, when you get an opportunity, you got to take advantage of it. It's on me to make sure that, this week, everything we've done is game speed, game intensity, and just being able to put everything in game situation. And again, you do that, but just more emphasis, even more You had a chance to make it 7-7 with 4 minutes and 6 seconds, left in the first quarter. And, we throw a interception at that time, an untimely turnover that you don't want. And then, we got to be able to play complementary football with our defense. It felt more than just 4 3-and-outs. It felt like more than that. But we got to be able to keep our defense off the field, keep their offense off the field, and be able to sustain drives. Had an opportunity again early in the third quarter where you're right down there. You could go score, make it 20-7 with 10 minutes left in the third quarter. You're down 2 possessions, and again, we have a turnover that we can't have. So the message this week is, we've got to eliminate turnovers. We got to be able to eliminate missed tackles. We got to create missed tackles. And then we just got to be able to fly around and play the style of football that we know we can play.
Hey, Coach, 7 of 8 conference games still yet to go. Does that help in terms of like, hey, we still got plenty of football left. We got plenty of time to, you got to obviously buckle down now, but there's still time to turn this thing around, especially with the most important part of our schedule ahead of us.
Correct. You get focused in on this week. You play one game at a time, and this Saturday is the next opportunity for us to work to go 1-0, and that's all our eggs are in that basket to be 1-0 this Saturday.
There's always mixed have a tough loss like the one you had against Howard. Is it one that you try to just put behind you? What happens? You want to kind of stay on the things that went right and try to use that to, I guess, prepare you in the following week. It's always.
Yeah, I think no matter what kind of game it is, you look at what you did and what can you do to get better. So rivalry game or not, when you lose a game, period, it's what do we do to fix the things that went wrong in that game. You never want to linger on a game and keep that going and keep that talk going throughout the week. It's you get back, and on Sunday you watch film and you have your practice Sunday evening and you make your corrections, and then you got to get ready for the next opponent. Because if you linger with what happened that following Saturday, good or bad, it's not going to go well for you for the next week.
Coach, if I can piggyback on that last comment, as a coach, I know you want to show tough love when you go into a battle like last week, but how do you mix in the tough love but still keep morale up as you approach this game this week against Elon?
To be honest, T, I think it's just the relationships that we've built as a staff with our guys, in the summer, this past winter, it's about truth, and Cam talked about it. We talk about that all the time. You got to be true to one another. And so, again, when they know that you're coming from a place of caring about them, it's easy for them to take that when you're talking about, hey, you can't do these things. You can't miss tackles. You can't throw interceptions. You can't fumble the ball. So that's the tough love, but they know it's coming from a place of wanting them to succeed and wanting them to be better. So again, I think that starts, way before games like this. You build that rapport with these young men. You build their trust. You build their confidence. They know that you care about them as a person, and we talk about it all the time. We're not talking about you as a person. We're talking about you as a when I say talk about you as a football player. What did that football player, not you as a person. You as a person, we care about you, love you, and things like that. But as a football player, these are the things that we can't do if we want to be successful. And that goes with coaches too. And that's why we have our player council meetings we got so many freshmen. We got 4 freshmen, 4 sophomores, 4 juniors, and then the seniors. And we're able to have open dialogue, and I'm up front with all of them. Coaches, we didn't prepare well enough for that game. We didn't have them ready. I didn't have them ready enough for that game. And I tell them all the time, I take full responsibility to making sure that our coaches and our players are ready to play every week. And so the first person I'm gonna point at is I'm gonna point at myself first. And when they see that I'm gonna take ownership, I think it's easier on them to say, hey, if coach is gonna take the blunt of it all, then when he's talking, then we can pay attention to what's going on, because he's taking the blunt of, hey, how can I fix it to make sure that we're prepared for the following week.
Coach,
Hey, Coach.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead,
Mark.
David. Okay, thanks, man. Coach, that was like the first game last week that really that the rest of them have been close. Last week was the first one that was really kind of lopsided. How have you liked the response from your guys this week in trying to bounce back during practice meetings, everything like that?
I think it's been great. The things we're doing at practice, the stuff that they're talking about. Cam talked about it, and Omari talked about it. What they're talking about in the locker room. They're having their own meetings with each other about how can we make this thing right. And so they're having their meetings as players to say, hey, our ownership in this thing. And then the morale yesterday was upbeat. We know that we have a good football team. We know that we can compete. Now let's put it all together.
Any players in particular, Coach, that when you talk about these players who are getting together and kind of taking ownership and talking about what they need to do, are there any players in particular that you feel like have taken an ownership role, that have really kind of stepped up into the leadership role to try to get this thing right?
I mean, it's been a little bit of everybody. The 2 that were up here today, Omari and Cam and Will Hicks, have done a great job. Donovan Shepard, Snipes. We have AJs. We have some freshmen that are stepping up. All the quarterbacks, they've been very vocal on what they can do with the offense. So I don't want to say there's been 2 or 3. I would say there's more like 10 or 12 that have really, kind of said, hey guys, this is what we can do. This is what we need to do. And I think right now in the building, it's everybody, every coach, every trainer, every DFO, every student assistant, everybody in this building right now says, hey, what can we do to make this thing get to the direction that we want it? So it's been great in the building. Everybody is lifting, coming in. There's still guys coming in the office, getting with their coaches, looking at film, trying to get an idea of the game plan. What can I do? Shoot, who knows? We may have 5 or 8 guys play both ways this week. Who knows?
Coach, let's switch directions and look at Elon. What have you seen about them that you're going to attack, or what you've seen that make you know that you have to come out with a mindset that we have to jump on these guys early so that we can be in the ball game when it gets to the 4th quarter?
Yes. I mean, their quarterback, everything runs through their quarterback. He can throw it, but if you give him an opportunity, he can run. He can beat you with his legs. So you got to do a great job containing him, getting him off of his launch pad, and making him see things that's not there. Their running back is a good running back, runs hard, explosive. They got 2 wide receivers, number 13 and number 3, that they want to get the ball to. So you got to have a good plan on how do you handle those guys. Up front on their defense, they like to twist a lot. their Mike linebacker and their safeties are their three leading tacklers. So their safeties are around the ball, around the line of scrimmage, quick. Linebacker doesn't blitz a lot, but he runs to the ball, and so you got to do a great job of knowing where he's at and where those safeties are at. So we've got to be able to keep them off balance, and we got to stay on track on offense. We can't get caught in 2nd and 10. We've got to play in front of the sticks. So we've got to get 3 yards on first down so that we can stay in our playbook. And then special teams, they do a great job with their punt team and their kickoff team and their kickoff return, all their special teams, but they do a lot of different things with their kickoff and their punt return, their punt team, where you have to be sound and be aware of motions and different alignments. So all 3 phases for us have to be on point. And it's all going to start with me. I'm locked in on offense, defense, and special teams, and making sure that we're ready to go.
Coach, we know that your bread and butter is running the ball, and you have a stable of running backs who can do that. But what have you seen out of the development of your quarterbacks, given that you have 2 new guys this year? They both have had some game experience. What have you seen from their development?
Again, just learning, not so much the offense, because I think they have a pretty good grasp of the offense. It's still learning the guys. When Tayshawn Johnson, how does he run his routes? When Moss, how does he run his routes? Ferguson, how does he run his routes? Chaos is a long, lanky tight end compared to Greenlaw, who's more of a bigger guy, runs not as fast as Chaos. And so we've got some wide receivers, still freshman wide receivers that are playing. So I think with them right now is just, again, still learning, how to throw the ball, how do they come out of the route compared to how this guy comes out of the route. If I'm throwing the deep ball, I can't outthrow him, but I could outthrow this one because of their speed. So at the end of the day, just getting to know each receiver, each tight end, and their strengths and weaknesses. And so, hey, when this play is called, and I know that Chaos is on the field at tight end, I may be able to throw a higher ball to him to go up and get it, compared to if it's Greenlaw, I may have to throw it right on him. Those are the little nuances that when you become a great quarterback, understanding all your receivers and how to throw it, how they run their routes, where you can throw the ball, how you need to throw the ball for them to get to it.
All right, any more questions? All right, thank you guys.
Hey, thanks, Coach. Good luck this week.
Thank you.